One live. We are live, buddy. Go ahead.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Grant Rowland here with the DMG Gaming Podcast. And as always, I am joined with the Mecha Break Marauder himself, my boy.
I haven't played the game yet. What are you talking about?
You are one of the 2.8 million people, though.
Oh, yeah. I already signed up. I already wish listed it on Steam. I'm ready to go.
Anyway, since you interrupt my intro, my boy Ed Phillips. What up, my boy? Don't ever interrupt me again.
What's up, dude?
What up, dude?
All right, Grant. We got news, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about today.
Some good stuff. Actually,
right there.
You did. You sounded very like you Catalpa. You came from the woods.
I did come from the woods.
Oh, you did.
I was born and raised in the woods, buddy. All right, let's start the big news. All right, Mecha Break open beta has concluded. 2.8 million worldwide registrations and 1 million wish lists on Steam. That is quite impressive.
Tell them why it's a big deal.
Trailers yet?
I have. Tell them why it's a big deal.
Well, I think it's a big deal because Eastern gaming companies are figuring out this winning formula here by having great gameplay. Yet again, that wild concept of great gameplay and beautiful women.
Ah, there we go. Voila. Magic.
Magic has been done, and they are killing it with this game. But yeah, the gameplay trailer looks phenomenal.
It does.
It just looks like a good time. I watched quite a few streamers that played the open beta, and the game just looks plain out fun. A lot of customization with your mechs, and a lot of great combat, honestly. And you have different strikers, which are the mechs, and you can play like a fast striker, a tanky striker, ones that just sits there and just bombards things with their weapons. I mean, it looks like a fun game. And
so, is this like a Destiny type game, but with mechs?
It
is it like?
It is PvP too now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
I think it is PvP. From the gameplay I watched, it looked like they were fighting players, unless that AI is just crazy.
Yeah,
but I don't. I'm not 100% sure on that. But it looks fun. Like, it looks really fun. It's like team objective. The missions are team objectives to capture points. They have different ones defeating enemies, and it's a lot of. So I'm pretty sure it's a mix of PvP and PvE, unless they haven't brought the PvP yet. And what they were playing against was the AI.
So what is it? Just for PC, or is it all consoles?
So the Xbox One X or Xbox Series X release is later, but the PS5 and PC version, I think, is coming out all at the same time.
Okay. Why are they doing this to Xbox? They do this to Xbox every time. It seems like, why do they do that? Like, why can't Xbox?
Well, you got to understand, like, the developers are they're working prioritizing the more playable system right now. So you have more people that play PS5 than you do Xbox. And PC is just PC. Everyone plays, a lot of people play PC. So they're going to prioritize that to get a release out and then release the Xbox later. So I mean, that's common sense to me.
But it didn't used to be like that, man. Used to be whenever it dropped on every system.
Yeah,
SNES,
but
Genesis.
I'd rather it come out like they shouldn't delay just because of one system though.
I know.
They
Besides,
shouldn't
you have them
delay.
all anyway, so it doesn't really affect you.
It does not affect me. But yeah, so Mecha Break is looking like it's looking like the shit, dude.
Yep. 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 That 2.8 million people is very impressive.
It is very impressive. All right.
That's probably actually more people. 2.8 million people is probably more people than watch Borderlands.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a definite. Okay. So let's talk about this next piece.
All right.
This is actually pretty funny. All right. So CBR, the game critic site,
Mm-hmm.
they posted a job listing for a game, basically just a game critic. They're looking for a new game critic / game journalist to write reviews about games. Guess how many reviews they are wanting you to write a week?
How many?
3. So
3.
they want you to write 3 reviews. So off of 3 games now. Like, now think about that. 3 reviews on 3 games. So you have to write a journalist, like write a piece and a review on a game 3 times a week.
Yeah, but the thing about it is there has to be like 3 games that come out every week. That's the thing. Like that's weird.
Well, it can be mobile, it can be all types of other stuff. But what I'm getting at is, dude, you cannot give a good review, let alone probably a week playing one game, depending on what the game is, what type of game it is. But 3?
And I guarantee
No.
I guarantee you they're going to want good reviews. Like they're not going to let you just give you a real, because I go ahead and tell you, you would actually be the most dangerous person for them to hire because you'd be the most honest person.
Well, see, this is what I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you trust that review?
You
If you know this from CBR, this game critic site, or this game site, they do all pop culture stuff. It's not just critic stuff. But they're looking for a position for a game critic. But anyway, so you cannot trust these reviews from them going forward. Because like this guy, the reviewer, all right, so let's say he needs to review a Final Fantasy that just came out.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how are you going to trust that, knowing that guy had to write 3 reviews a week? How much game time did he actually put into that? How many YouTube videos did he look at to give his review based off other people's opinions?
Like, here's the thing. First of all, the only way that would actually be possible is if they're paying really well for you to really stay home and do that. Like, you would have to literally, like, that would really have to be like a life. Like, you're talking about 10 hours of gaming a day. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a lot of gaming. It's a lot of just playing games and then writing the review. That's your life.
Yeah, like, but they're not going to be able to pay people minimum wage or whatever.
But the thing is, you're going to have more of a dishonesty. Portion of this.
It's going to be a lot of it's going to be rushed.
They're going to look online about it. They're not going to play the game. And
they're not going to go through it. Because I go ahead and tell you, I would not. Matter of fact, I'd get on my buddy ChatGPT and have it done 1,400 words.
But I mean, this is everywhere. Like, what other places are doing this? Like, game journalism, dude.
It's dead, man. It's a dead art, man. It's just people,
I mean, look at what we have that's popular right now. Well, not even popular. I'm saying that many people go to. Yeah, IGN. I'm not even going to say Kotaku because they're just dead in the water.
Yeah.
But, like, who can you trust?
Nobody.
Who can you rely on? There's really no one.
Metacritic. I mean, they're.
Well, Metacritic is just a compile.
But they also
compile everything.
Yeah, but they also put time into it though.
Yeah, but then you also have user reviews too. They still allow, which is good. But I don't know, man. I just couldn't. It's hard to find a really good game journalist company, or like something that's different from IGN, something that's different from Kotaku. And
it used to be Game Pro.
PC Gamer. I mean, they're becoming. I don't know what they're doing, honestly. Which we're about to get to them in a second, buddy.
No,
we're gonna get to them in a second.
It used to be Game Pro and Electronic Gaming Monthly. Game Pro used to have like remember Remember the score where they had like the guy's
Dude,
face?
game journalism used to be so much better when it wasn't online.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
People had actually put in a lot of work and effort into
Well, it's because
these
that's also because they came
magazines and
out.
stuff
It's
like
because they
that.
came out monthly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they had a whole month to
Yeah.
compile stuff.
Game Pro, Game Informer, Nintendo Power.
I mean, they killed Game Informer.
And they killed. Yeah, they're dead.
They killed the last remaining beacon of hope.
Yep. But yeah, this is getting to the point that when I see a review score or something, I'm just like, I need to do a little bit more research.
I don't even listen. I don't even listen to
a
reviews.
lot more other people's opinions.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not even that though. It's because if IGN gives it a 9, it's going to be 3 points, probably less than that. You know what I mean? Like, depending on what game it is.
Well, yeah.
You know what
I mean,
like you automatically know. Like, if it's a Final Fantasy, you automatically know it's going to have some sort of standard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, it might not be a 10, but it's going to at least be a 7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like when it comes to I'm going back to the football. Like, I'm not going to sit there and take your advice when you don't know stuff about. You know what I mean? Like, it's just I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, and like the point of trying to trust them on what relationship do they have with these studios?
Yeah.
All this other factors that come into play.
Are they being paid?
Is the reviewer very politically opinionated? Like,
Yeah.
oh well, this studio has been showing women in bikinis and stuff. Well, I don't like that. So, but sometimes these review scores can hurt a company. You know what I mean? They can hurt that. It comes with money. So you can't trust. I just don't trust them. I don't trust game journalists nowadays. They're very hard to trust. Honestly, very hard to trust.
So you're saying you don't trust them?
What did I say?
You said it 12 times. You do not trust them.
As hell did, and I'll keep saying it. All right. Anyway, you want to get to the next piece of news?
Go ahead.
You sure?
We'll see.
All right. Daredevil.
Yes.
Born again. All right. Guess what, Grant? Kingpin is back. The same actor that plays the Kingpin is back. The Punisher is back. The same actor that plays the Punisher is back. Same thing with the Daredevil. They have this winning formula, Grant, right in front of them, and they are listening to people, and the trailer looked fantastic.
Yes, it did. But stop right there. Stop right there. So let me just say some things real quick. One, the guy who plays the Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio or whatever,
mm-hmm.
he is basically like what Heath Ledger was to the Joker. He is the perfect, like, there can never be another Kingpin that
never
can't, Nope.
John
Bernthal, I think that's how you say it, plays the Punisher. Perfect Punisher. So perfect. They have this, and Charlie Cox plays, of course, Daredevil or Matt Murdock. Perfect.
Yep.
The thing about it is like, okay, so you have this 3 conglomerate, everything's lining up to be perfectly, right? But it's still owned by fucking Disney.
Still is.
It's still owned by Disney. So let me just say this right before we talk about the trailer and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
If they find a way to fuck this up, because they can easily fuck this up.
They could have showed us the best parts of the entire series,
and there's a 60% chance because of their past that they're going to. I swear to God, I'm saying this now. If they fuck this up, I will never, ever watch another. I will never watch another Disney film again that's not from the 1920s cartoon type. You know what I mean? Like, my family, my future family, as long as I'm alive, nobody in the family will ever watch Disney ever again. I don't care if I have kids and they're like, Daddy, I want to go to Disney World. No. We'll go to Legoland.
What if you have a girl and she wants to?
Nope. Don't care. You're not.
I'm from Frozen.
Nope. You will never. It'd be like, you remember that movie, The Village? How they thought they lived in like the 1800s.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like
Shyamalan.
that. She'll never know that Disney exists.
Yeah.
She'll never know. That's how far.
Hard, dude. That's really hard.
That's how far I'm willing to take it if they fuck this up, because
this have to go live out in the middle of nowhere for that.
Because this was it is. It's my favorite adaptation. It was the favorite one on Netflix. I was sad. I was actually hurt. Like I actually had feelings when they canceled it on Netflix. And when
Yeah.
the Disney bought it, I thought, well, Disney's not going to do anything with it, because, well, it's Disney. I'm excited that they're bringing it back, but I'm very skeptical because one, it's going to be, like their rated R versions. You know what I mean? So it's going to be TVMA, whatever. We know that. That's great.
Yeah.
It should be. The second part to that is it's Disney doing TVMA. That's the thing is I would feel a lot more comfortable if Disney was not attached to this in any, like, it could be anybody, Universal Studios. I don't care. Somebody other than fucking Disney, because they can fuck things up in the blink of an eye. And I'm skeptical. I'm going
Yeah.
in with skepticism, but on the other half, I'm going to be very hopeful. Now I'm getting off my soapbox and I'm turning it over to you.
So, like, they could easily mess this up. But I just have this feeling that they've seen so much. They've seen it personally of the crap they have been putting out. Deadpool and Wolverine kind of reawakened them, right? It reawakened the fan base. They're excited to see Logan back and everything. There's all those cameos. It really reawakened the Marvel fan base. Be like, okay, Disney, you did something really good here. Can you continue it? So we're going to see. I think they can. I mean, dude, if they fuck this up, like you have these three characters together on screen, how can you mess that up?
I mean, you eventually have to hit a home run, right? If you go to bat this many times, if you're a professional in any sport, boxing, you have to land the knockout sometime, right? Baseball, you have to hit the home run. In football, you got to get the touchdown, right?
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Because I go ahead and tell you, if this happens, they're dead. They will never make it out. They will never.
So let's wrap this up by saying that a lot is riding on this show.
It has to be, man.
Like the success of the show is the future of Marvel and a lot of other things. We can talk like the main movie franchise, like Avengers and all that stuff. We don't know how that's going to turn out, but this needs to be successful because it's going to reignite or keep that, that momentum they have from Deadpool and Wolverine continuing.
Correct, but you also have to have stop gaps between movies. You have to have things that people enjoy between. Nobody just wants to sit there and fucking wait 7 years for the Avengers. You know what I mean? So you have to have these things in between to keep people engaged, right? So it's just they have to hit a home run with this, because if they do not, I'm telling you, man. And the sad thing about it is they, or I'm not going to say sad thing, I guess it could be a good thing, is they've already announced season 2. Like they've already been greenlighted for season 2. But you know what's going to be fucked up is if season 1 fucking sucks and they have to do it again with season 2. Like you can't, like you have to hit on, you have to. Like this is a pressure cooker situation. Like you have to.
They got it
has to be
formula
good
right now.
It has to be good.
Characters, focus on those 3 characters. Don't bring up all side characters and think they're, going to be spinoffs and stuff like that. Just focus on those 3 characters, and
the main characters who are in Daredevil. Just focus on Daredevil. Don't try to don't focus on bringing in X-Men into the you know what I mean? Like, because they could easily try to do stupid shit like that too.
They always have this whack ass sidekick that they go off into, in some shows that they don't need to focus on. Like their character developing or character building for that side character is not good, and they waste too much time on it.
Yeah,
they got the 3 main characters. They can switch between the stories.
Yeah,
now,
they got
Elektra. How much of a main character the Punisher is going to be, but hopefully he is.
And Elektra's hot, so I mean,
yeah, she's hot.
And the thing about it is, don't bring in Spider-Man. I mean, even though Kingpin was in Spider-Man, we get that, but don't bring in fucking Green Goblin and shit like that.
Yeah,
Kingpin, Bullseye, like just focus on Daredevil.
Keep
Focus
it
on
simple.
Hell's Kitchen. You know, this isn't.
I swear.
This isn't the Defenders.
If they bring in the damn multiverse in this, dude, I'm gonna lose my shit. You don't need the multiverse here. You don't need it.
The only thing that's acceptable: Luke Cage, Iron Fist.
Well, yeah,
that's fine.
That's fine. Okay, let's move on.
All right.
So we talked about this earlier. PC Gamer. Let's bring these guys up. All right. PC Gamer released an article. Now let's remember their name, PC Gamer. All right. So their article was called that they released is Every Penis in Assassin's Creed Odyssey Rated.
Well, it was a slow news day. Article. That was a slow news day.
So we just talked about shit game journalism. Well, there's a great example of it from PC Gamer.
Like, who gives a shit about that? But well, you know what's funny? There's probably a lot of people who fucking wanted to know how they were ranked. I mean, I guess I don't know.
Whatever.
Did you get the top 10 correct?
Did
you guess the top 10?
I didn't even read the article. I saw the headline. I was like, nope. Click right past it.
Oh, you weren't. This wasn't like bathroom material reading for you.
It was not, Grant. Next piece of news. All right, so Bruce Timm, hold
on. I can imagine. No. I can imagine your wife saying, "Honey, what are you doing? I'm in here ranking the best 10 dicks in Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Best 10 penises in games."
Okay, have a good time.
God. All right. So let's continue.
All
Bruce Timm, the showrunner of Batman: The Caped Crusader animation that's currently was on this past month, says the Penguin was gender swapped because, quote unquote, one of the problems with Batman as he is there is a lack of good villains. As you know, the Penguin is now female in the Caped Crusader.
Yep. So there was a lack of women? Are they saying that?
No. He said that there was a lack of good villains.
Batman has some very iconic.
Some of the best villains in any comic book are in Batman.
Well, let's just say, for instance, he was going for women. I mean, you got Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
You got the what's the 𝐟𝐸𝐫𝐞𝐿's daughter or whatever, Talia 𝐟𝐸𝐫𝐞𝐿 or whatever.
Not the Suicide Squad video game Mrs. Freeze, but you have the real Mrs. Freeze.
Yeah, and you got fucking Catwoman.
Yep.
Jeez, man.
I mean, the Joker, most iconic villain of
Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Bane.
I mean, it's just
why? I mean, but you also just had the Penguin, the regular Penguin, the guy Penguin.
So I went into it, and like I do, I go into everything with an open mind, you know. And I was thinking, okay, maybe something happened to the Penguin, like maybe they'll explain like he's the wife of the Penguin,
yeah, something like that,
or whatever, or she is, and he died, she's the wife. But when I saw that her name was Oswalda Cobblepot, I said, "Oh, here we go."
It's a complete swap.
Yeah,
same character.
Yep.
So,
what did you think of it though? Have you how many episodes have you watched?
I thought it was good. It wasn't good. Like great, but it was good.
Yeah. It's
But it just didn't what I'm getting at, his comment doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So regardless of whatever they do, if they want to gender swap, I mean that's up to the damn showrunners. Whatever.
That's just a cop out. That's just like saying, "Hey, we got to change."
The lack of good villains in the Batman universe. What are you talking about?
I mean, that's like saying, hey, we're going to change Beast into a woman from X-Men because there's not a lot of female X-Men good characters, or a lack of. You know what I mean? Like oh man, yeah, that's a cop out answer. That was dumb.
It was. Okay. All right. Now let's get some better news. All right. So Nintendo Switch 2 is targeting a release date of December 2025. So basically a little over a year from now, we're going to have a Switch 2. I'm not sure what the specs are right now of the Switch 2, but I mean, they're going back to the same handheld stuff.
Nintendo, let me ask you a question. So what do you think it's going to be? Because see, Nintendo's not really known for like super upgrades. You know, I think
They
honestly, I
don't
think
need to.
yeah,
I mean, I'm looking at it like this. Like the Switch 2, I mean, the Switch alone was a very successful console. I mean, their
it
IPs
was,
alone was very successful. What made it successful,
and
and
it's
they were able
weird.
to adapt those IPs into video games that worked with the Switch.
You know what's crazy though is like Nintendo. Their name is so big that they've gotten. I'm not gonna say just gotten away with, but every system they had has always been graphically behind the PlayStation and the Xbox. You know what I mean? Even like the GameCube was behind the PS2 and stuff like that, but it was still super successful. The Wii was still it was way behind the PS3, and you know what I mean.
Yeah,
The
then
Wii
Wii
U just
U.
failed. I mean, you're not going to hit a home run every time. I mean, it's like the Virtual Boy of the collection, but it's a simple fact that their library, their go to games, are so popular that they don't have to have 60K, 60 frames per second type
When they come out,
graphics.
I mean, it's just like they come out with the Zelda, bam,
Yeah.
successful game, millions of dollars.
I mean, if you think about it, man, they've only really upgraded graphics. I mean, they've upgraded graphics, but I'm just saying like big upgrades from 8-bit to 16-bit, and then from there to 64-bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, after the Nintendo 64, the graphics haven't really just been, they haven't been just knockout, blowout. You know what I mean? Because the thing about it is Breath of the Wild, what made it the graphics good was the engine that they used. You know what I mean? It
Yes,
wasn't the
that,
system.
of course, and everyone else copied it.
Correct. But I'm saying like it wasn't the system itself. So they were able to do that within the confines of the specs.
Yep.
So I just basically see. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, Nintendo's also known for pulling rabbits out their hats. So we'll see. Um, I wish they would have called it something else than the Switch 2. I think that's a stupid name. Hey, Switch 1 or Switch. You know what I mean? Like it's just they could have. Nintendo's so creative. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean,
I
but
mean, they
you
did it
also
with the
have
Wii U. That was
PlayStation
stupid.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like the name. They should just come up. They should have done something else. They had a chance to do
If they
something
came
else.
out with a console, they should have named it something else, of course. But Switch, I don't really mind it. It's not a big deal to me.
It just sounds
Um,
like because the reason why I say that is because it doesn't sound. It just sounds like a DLC for the Switch. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't sound like it's going to be like this
like
big.
Xbox One to Xbox One X or something
Correct.
like that.
Correct. Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
enhanced or PS5
Exactly.
Pro.
Okay. Exactly. So that's what it seems.
Yeah,
That's with it naming it like that. That's what it
not a
sounds like,
next
man.
gen.
Correct.
But we don't
And
know. It might have next gen
I'm sure it
handheld
will. I'm sure it will. I mean,
graphics.
but it's probably still, and honestly, it's probably still going to be. It's going to be behind the PS5 Pro and all that stuff. Still, you know what I mean?
Well,
But
the Steam Deck's coming up too.
yeah,
That got real popular real fast. The
hmm
first Steam Deck, and Valve is actually going hard into that handheld stuff too.
well, they struck gold, man, because like having been able to
But they
play
have a
all those games.
competitor though. That's
Yeah,
what I'm getting at. So
yeah,
Nintendo now has a competitor. So they now have a legit competitor in the handheld gaming console. Hopefully they step up the game.
yeah. But man, Nintendo's got that IP, man, that trumps everything.
I
I
know.
mean, that's
Metroid,
that's the thing.
Zelda.
Anytime that they feel like they're losing, they're going to drop a new
I
Zelda
mean,
or they'll drop
yeah,
a new
Mario
Metroid.
Kart, Brawlers,
Yeah,
or
correct.
what is it called? Smash Brothers.
Yep.
They have
I
so
mean,
many
I'm going
things
to
that
get
are just people family like they're very family friendly.
Yeah, but
Honestly,
the thing about it is it'll be successful because they're really good at playing. They're not even. That's the thing that Nintendo's always done is they've never tried to they've never tried to beat PS5. They've always just been really good in their own lane. You know what I mean? Just
yeah.
been phenomenal. They've never tried to get in other people's lanes. They just been stayed in their lane. So that's what they're going to do here. It's not going to be as good as a PS5, but they'll be amazing in their own confines. That's just what
Well,
they'll do.
I think when they release it next year, we're going to see shortly after a big Zelda come out. Guarantee it.
Yeah.
But I think that's why they gave they came out with what was the one called Tears of the Kingdom,
Yeah.
and then they came out with like a Zelda, but it's not like it didn't like it put a crap ton of work into it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like their main Zelda line titles.
I think
So I
this
think
one.
we're going to see a big Zelda come up soon.
I think they're
After
going
Switch
to.
release.
I think it's going to be. They're going to get away from the Breath of the Wild style, because honestly, I think that's kind of been played to death. You know what I mean? And I think they're going to go back.
Too much stuff is like it nowadays.
Correct. And they're going to go to something that's more traditional. Like I can actually see them remaking the first one, which would be great.
Yeah, I think they're going to do something completely different.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo
They're trendsetters, man.
The next Zelda is going to be completely different.
Yeah.
And then what's going to happen is we're going to have a Genshin Impact 2 that's going to copy that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
I wish they would remake. I would wish they would remake the first one with Link to the Past like graphics. You know how like they got the updated one, like the new one that's coming out, something like that. You know, because a lot of people haven't played it. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a whole new generation that's probably seen it.
A lot of people haven't even played Link to the Past. If you think about the new generation, I mean, they're going to get a little taste of it with the new Zelda that's coming out, but it's not exactly the same. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. I mean, and that's the thing is like I wish they would focus on. I hate saying focus on nostalgia because that just kind of seems like a cop out and an easy thing to do. But there's so much good stuff that they put out, man, that they could really. Even if it's just the fact that if they just bundle some stuff together, like if they put out think about this, if they put out a three pack that had Illusions of Gaia, Terra Enigma, and Soul Blazer, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and like a three pack because I mean there's all the same type game or whatever. Like that would sell because that right there. I mean, shit, man. And I see that they're repackaging Final Fantasy again, like a new like they're putting like the Final Fantasy Pixel or whatever they're doing.
HD 2D. They're going hard in that.
I see, but whatever.
Especially with like the new Dragon Quest coming out or the remaster.
I mean, I don't blame them. Get all the juice you can. Squeeze the lemon as hard as you can. You know what I mean?
Honestly, dude, I like playing those games.
Oh yeah,
like
man.
If I could play Octopath Traveler type games, and that we had a crap ton of those type games, I love that. I mean, those are like a mix of nostalgia and new gen stuff.
Nintendo, like Earthbound and all that stuff, man. They have so much firepower that they can remake, man. Like
yeah. I mean,
their library is.
They have what else can they do? Secret of Evermore.
Yeah, exactly.
You remember that?
Yes.
Game with that dog.
Yes.
That kid dog time traveling.
Yeah. And that's the thing, though, man. Is like they have a legendary catalog. Like I'm talking about, like there's not a. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care about your Grand Theft Auto 6s or any of that. There is not a catalog on any system that can compare to what Nintendo has in their back pocket if they were to choose to utilize it.
I wish they would. I love that they're coming out with Prime 4 finally. I love the Prime games, but maybe give us some more platforming Metroid games. You know,
yes,
what I mean? Or
because Dread was Look,
Dread was great.
I loved it, man. I absolutely loved that game. A lot of people didn't like it because I don't know why, but that game right there was fantastic. Now, was it like better than Super Metroid? No, I mean, because that set the standard. You know what I mean? Once you become the standard, it's hard to beat it. You know what I mean? I mean, you can, but I mean, it's just difficult, man.
All right, that was good conversation there.
Yeah,
okay, now let's get into Black Myth Wukong.
Well, you said the country, Black Myth Wukong.
Black Myth Wukong. All right, so Black Myth Wukong is coming out 20 August, 7 days.
Why'd you say it like that?
Huh?
Why'd you say it like that? Who says it like that? You said it's coming out on 20th of August. Like, who says it like that?
20 August.
Yeah, why would you say it like that? Don't say it like that.
20 August.
Yeah, it comes out August the 20th.
What's the difference?
Because it irks my soul that you said that. I don't know why. I hate the way you said it.
Why?
It comes out 20 August.
Oh, let's see. Okay. All right. So they came out with the GPU recommended specs. It's going to be the recommended one is not the minimum. This is recommended GeForce RTX 2060 and a Radeon RX 6700 XT. So not too bad.
No, it's not too bad.
Not too bad. I mean, you're not going to be running at 120 FPS with those probably. If you are wanting to do full ray tracing and max settings, they recommend RTX 480 or 4080 Super.
So I was reading some of the reviews, and even the 4090s were with the full tracing or whatever. We're having some issues pushing it. Like
They actually just recently released an update for that.
So I mean, it's a very powerful game.
Yeah. But yeah, that's going to be big time. I think I'm not going to play it when it comes out like immediately, but I am going.
Tell them why though. Tell them why.
I gotta finish off Diablo, dude.
There you go.
I mean, I'm pretty much right there, but I want to play different classes and stuff.
I know. We know.
All right. Okay. Diablo discussion time, Grant. So after playing your druid and finally figuring him out, that you this entire time. Tell everybody this.
Tell the story.
All right. So Grant's been following this build off of Max Roll. It's the landslide druid build.
Mm-hmm.
And he got everything together, getting his finally figuring out how aspects work on the gear. Even though before he was getting rid of all the gear because it didn't have the right aspect, but at the same time he didn't know he could change the aspect.
I didn't know that.
So God knows what you got rid of. But let's get to the why Grant is kind of messed up here. You got your entire build together, you glyphs together, following the Paragon tree. And when I asked about your skill tree, you said, I was like, hey, I asked him, hey, tell me what's on your skill tree. Cause I was like looking at the guide he was following. I want to make sure he had his skill points. He had every skill point in whatever portion except the most important thing that makes the build.
The last one.
Why you're doing this build in the first place is the key passive. So Grant could not read what a fuck a key passive is. It says it on the screen, key passive. What does that mean? It is probably the most important skill point to put on your skill tree.
It has a star by it too.
You had it blank. So this entire time, Grant was just going around putting the little tiny landslide on the ground, not doing anything.
Oh man, I thought I was doing damage. I'm killing it, man. I got the thunderstorms and everything.
You got
going.
Tornadoes, you got thunderstorms, all from just putting that one point in your tree.
It's funny because the whole time I thought I was doing big damage.
Now you're doing big damage.
Then now I am, yeah.
I mean, key passive.
Didn't do it.
And I know you don't read anything what the skills do.
I don't. I'm not really much of a reader. I like to just get in there and
you don't even know what your aspects do.
Like I'm the type of guy that would, like, if I didn't know what a grenade was, I would probably pull the pin and just hold it. Like I wouldn't know I was supposed to do it, like, because I didn't read the directions.
Read it, dude. You will understand your build so much more.
Yeah, I know.
Understand what your skills do, and you will work magic.
I'm 𝐬𝐻𝐫𝐞𝐿, man.
You are.
So that's how I approach everything in life.
Yeah. All right, but how are you enjoying it so far?
I know it's great.
Yesterday, but we're gonna play tonight after the podcast, right?
We'll be live, yes, sir.
Okay.
I love it, man. Got to 100.
Yep.
And so now we'll let me ask you a question. Have you done tier 8?
I haven't streamed it yet, but I did it.
You did do it?
I did do it.
How hard was it?
The waves are not that hard, but the bosses at the end, the council, they have a shit ton of health.
Really?
And it took a while. But I'm kind of like unkillable most of the time on my barbarian. But it's just they have so much health. It's ridiculous.
So are you going to stream? Are you going to make a video for it?
I'll make a video for it probably later this week.
Do it.
But right now I'm working on my sorcerer right now.
Oh, fuck.
Who's already level 80.
God. You're the biggest like power leveler I know. I've never seen.
I started yesterday.
That's what exactly. Let me tell y'all something. This is how I know that Ed's deep into gaming. I'll send this man a message and I will not get a response back for 2 hours. If I do not get a response back instantly, he's deep into it. And if I get a response back 3 hours later, I know he's power leveling something. Yep. That explains a lot.
That's right. But yeah, I'm doing a sorcerer build. I'm actually doing the lightning spear sorcerer.
Like I think the Pentagon will call you and you'd be like, "Hold on, let me get back to my game."
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, they come to your door.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, so our Diablo journey will continue later today, and we'll be streaming it if you guys want to join in on that.
Yep.
All right, so let's get on to the news. Man, we got a little bit more left. All right, we talked about this before on our last podcast. CD Projekt Red developer Mary Kinney. Now, she's the one that came from the Wolverine, working on the Wolverine, and we know how Jean Grey turned out.
Oh, God.
Declared that every lever must be pulled to push the LGBTQ agenda. And then she also hints she's working on Cyberpunk 2077 sequel. Great.
So Cyberpunk already has that gray area of what can be, you know what I mean?
It already has it. It already has it, which is fine. But
it's about to be turned up. She's about to take that dial.
They're going to turn it up.
She's about to take this dial and turn it
stupid. Because the Cyberpunk, The Witcher, all those already have representation. But now it's just going to probably be beyond ridiculous.
Oh, did you? We didn't talk about The Witcher.
Oh, yeah. The Witcher 4. So the voice actor for The Witcher 4 is going to be in the next game, but he's not a main character.
You mean Geralt is not
The Witcher, which he's referred to as The Witcher many times in the books, in the games. He is The Witcher. So when someone tells you, well, he's not the only Witcher, or, you know, he's not called the Witcher. Yeah, he was called the Witcher many times, and he is the Witcher. Hence, why the books and everything, the games are about him, because he is the Witcher.
Sometimes I feel like I spend too much time arguing.
Oh, like that guy on Twitter.
Oh my God!
He's not called the Witcher.
This is what I said. This is what I said was, and people, and I don't know why people are opposed to this. Like, whenever you have a franchise person, because when you think of The Witcher, you don't think of anybody else. I don't give a shit if it's a clan, if it's a brotherhood.
Geralt of Rivera.
Exactly. I do not care. He is the face of that franchise. All I said was, hey, why don't you just change the name? You know, otherwise it's dumb. I feel like it's dumb.
Well,
you know what I mean?
If you want to talk about that, you know, when the Witcher Netflix show came out, I wasn't watching the Netflix show for Ciri. Yeah. I wasn't watching the Netflix show for Yennefer. I was watching it because I wanted to see Geralt. Well, yeah, you know, there's some parts, you know, you might want to be interested in. But no, I'm watching it because not only is it, I wanted to see how Geralt was, how they interpreted him, but also you had a guy that loves The Witcher playing as Geralt and Henry Cavill, and that loves the video games, big gamer too. And so the first season again was great, but I'm not going to get off subject here, but it is about Geralt. Okay, that's it.
Well, I made the comment. I said, "Hey," because everybody didn't like it because I had a snarky ass comment. And I said, "What did I say?" I said, "Hey, everybody, we're going to make a new Metroid game, but you're not going to play as Samus. You're going to play as Mother Brain. It's basically the same thing, right?" Everybody said, "Oh my God, it's not called Geralt. It's called The Witcher." And and then he got mad because I said, "And his name and her name is Samus, not fucking Metroid."
Oh yeah,
her name's not Metroid. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
so listen. I love the character of Ciri in the video games, but I hope she is not the protagonist.
Let's just say that it was.
It'd be good.
Let's just say it was. Let's just say what would be wrong with calling it Ciri, The Witcher, Ciri, or you know what I mean, or whatever. Why are you tying it to a franchise?
Have to take the IP to make
exactly because that's the only way it would sell. That's the only way it would sell. Like, be honest with yourselves. Like, that's the thing is like why are so many people afraid to branch off? You know what I mean? And think about it. Sometimes it doesn't work. Look at fucking Wario. Nobody gives a fuck about him. Yeah. You know what I mean? They tried it. It failed. Okay. You haven't seen him since.
Also, if you're going to make another Witcher and a spinoff and make it about another Witcher, you got to make it a male protagonist. Oh, but you're sexist. No. It needs to be a male protagonist for the next Witcher. And trust me, I can list you 100 reasons why. People can argue all they want to, but for how the Witcher games are, you need a male protagonist.
Yeah.
You can follow the story of another Witcher, or something like that, that's fine.
The
But
only way that their arguments would have held up, or the only way that is if every game had a different Witcher. That's it. Now, if that was the way, if that was the way it was, and then The Witcher 4 had Ciri, okay, that's fine because every single game had a different Witcher, not a specific one that it followed for 3 fucking games.
the character of Geralt is why those games are so popular. I want to tell you that right now.
You remember when they tried to do Castlevania? Which one was the one where they tried to, like, people that weren't even part of, like, the Belmonts or whatever, the one for Genesis? Like, it's like it. People don't talk about it much. Bloodlines or something.
Bloodlines, yeah.
I don't know, man. We could talk about that all day.
Yeah, we could. All right, so let's continue on. So Capcom confirms Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. All right, so the Dead Rising game, originally you could... All right, this isn't really like huge news, but it is kind of like what, where they're taking video games because they're so afraid of offending people. So Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster removes rewarding players like the original game for taking erotic photos of female characters. So you could do that in the original game, but you can't do it in the remaster because they're worried about offending that one person in their office. That's all there is to it. Or they're worried about offending 0.10% of the population. It's stupid.
That's dumb.
It's real. It's just stupid.
With the way Capcom's going, I don't think we'll ever get a Breath of Fire remake.
Don't even bet on it.
We won't get a Mega Man or any of that.
Yeah. They're too focused on this stuff of offending that one.
They'll do Capcom in Japan will do it, but it won't. Capcom USA won't.
Yeah. Okay. So next piece, Amazing Season Games removes censorship of Donald Trump in Mecha Break after being called out by Grums on X.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I saw that.
Like if you typed in Donald Trump or Trump, it was censored.
But if you typed in rump, it was fine.
But why censor it?
Yeah. I saw that.
So you obviously had some little crazy fucker that worked on this game that added that code in. Dude, that just, sees the name Trumps or just gets triggered for seeing someone that has a different opinion from him. Stop censoring.
Exactly. I mean, here's the thing is we don't get political on here, like, left or right or any of that stuff. But
this isn't political, it's censoring.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, because like you have to. And the thing about, I would say the same thing if they censored Biden or Kamala. I would say the same thing.
Exactly.
You can't do that. You can't. It should be everybody has a fair shake, because he also put in rump, which it accepted, but Trump did not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which is just crazy.
He obviously got some little triggered kid.
Yeah, man. You can't do all that, man. Come on, man. Y'all got to be.
That needs to grow up and be a big boy. Okay, last piece of news, and then we're going to end this stuff.
All right.
So I titled this Destroying Tolkien. Let me explain why. Okay, so just like all new writers in this generation. All right, so the Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, the show on Amazon, right? Came out with the first season now. The second season is about to premiere here soon. The showrunner explains how the show will change Sauron. Remember Sauron?
Mm-hmm.
The big evil guy that killed a lot of people, pure evil. The point of Tolkien's story is he is evil. He declares that he will change, how the show would show him change, and declares that he is the hero of his own story. I mean, this is what I'm getting, man. These writers, dude, they just can't help themselves to make stuff in the gray area when it comes to good and evil. That's not... Now, you can point to the real world and kind of get in the gray area of good and evil, but in Tolkien's universe, there is evil and there is good. That's the whole point of the fantasy. That's the whole point of the story of the battle between evil and good. Sauron was the epitome of that evil. Mm-hmm. Now you're trying to mix that gray, like, well, he was kind of good, kind of bad, kind of evil, or whatever you want to do. That's not how it is. And it's
so they're trying to make him like the anti-hero,
like an anti-hero or something like that.
Kind of like Stone Cold Steve Austin was in wrestling, like how he was like did bad guy stuff, but everybody liked him.
Yeah, you read the original Lord of the Rings books?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it is 100% factual, and throughout the book, Sauron is pure
Yeah.
epitome of evil in Middle Earth. There's no exceptions. There's no gray area. He is evil.
They're running out of ideas.
Yeah, they are.
So what they're trying to do is they're
just making mockery of good and evil. They're just trying to make a mockery of it and try to make it into a gray area.
Well, they're trying to make evil. They're trying to make evil less evil.
Yeah.
Which is,
that. All right, Grant. You got anything else on that? Unless any closing thoughts?
No.
We'll wrap it
Fuck
up.
them. That's what I say. Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for make sure you guys follow us on YouTube, X. We do TikTok. We do or check our podcasts out on all Apple Podcasts, Spotify, other podcasting platforms you might get it from. And give us 5 stars review if you guys could, please. And subscribe to our channel. Like this podcast video. We'll post it here in a second. I'll at least edit it. And that's it.
Hey, sounds good. Yeah, follow us on Twitter. We talk a lot on there. We got a lot of responses. Follow us, man. We got some good stuff, man. We post videos. Our YouTube has you'll see a lot of Ed's Badass Diablo stuff, content, and all that stuff.
We're going live after this too.
Yes. All right, guys, we'll see y'all later this week. Peace.
Peace.